Father, we are asking for your invocation, Lord, your blessing. God Almighty, your presence. Lord God, your covering over Clay County, Lord, over the Clay County School Board. And Father, we are thanking you. We are asking you, Lord God, to be with us, your presence with us, Lord. And God, we do pray over our superintendent, Lord, over our school board, all the assistant superintendents, Lord, this administration, our principals, our teachers, our schools, our students, Lord, our parents. God Almighty, would you keep your hand upon us? Would you lead us hence, Lord? Would you help us in every decision we make, Lord, that it would be a decision that is pleasing in your sight. God Almighty, we thank you. Watch over, Lord, every officer and every school, Lord. And God, we pray your safety for them, Lord God, and all of our schools. And God, this very meeting, Lord, you know the agenda. And Lord, again, we pray for, again, your covering, your blessing, your direction, your wisdom, your initiative. And Father, we will thank you. In Christ's name we pray. And everyone said,
Amen.
Amen. God bless you.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hit the gavel.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, hit the gavel.
I'll call to order the organization meeting of the School Board of Clay County, Florida, this 7th day of November 2019. This meeting is called pursuant to Section 1001-371 Florida statutes for the purpose of organizing the school board. I will now open the floor for nominations for chair.
I'll nominate
Mr.
Ms. Studdard.
Davis. Sorry,
Oh, sorry.
Mr. Davis, I'd like to nominate Janice Kirkus as the chair.
Mrs. Kirikas is nominated for chair.
I would like
Do-
to nominate Ms. Studdard.
Okay, is there other nominations? And Ms. Studdard is nominated for chair. Are there any other nominations? No further nominations. I now close the nominations for chair. All those in favor for Mrs. Janice Kirikas signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That was.
Raise your hand again, sorry. Okay, that's two. All right. All those in favor for Mrs. Carol Studdard signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, that is three. At this time, Mrs. Carol Studdard has been recognized the majority of vote and will serve as chair. At this time, we'll open the nominations for vice chair, calling all those who wish to propose a nomination.
I nominate Tina Bullock.
Okay. Tina
nom-
Bullock.
I'll nominate Mary Bola.
Okay, thank you. Tina Bullock has been nominated for vice chair. Another nomination for Mrs. Bola, Mary Bola. Are there any other individuals wish to be nominated for vice chair? Okay. All those in favor for Tina Bullock signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, two. All those in favor for Mary Bola signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Three. Mrs. Mary Bola has been received the majority of vote and will serve as chair. Vice chair, sorry. At this time, I would ask Mrs. Carol Studdard to please step down here with me. Ms. Studdard, another year as a chair, another year really helping the school district continue to grow in so many different ways. As superintendent of schools, this is my appreciation to you for 27 years of dedication and loyal services to Clay County District Schools. You started in 1992 and you transitioned to 2019. And I thank you for your leadership. I thank you what you've done to hold me accountable as a leader in this organization. And I thank you for wrapping your arms around this community and the school district in order to continue to do great things for our children. So I'd like to present you with a plaque to tell our token of appreciation for you being the chairman in the 2018-2019 school year. Thank you so very much. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I appreciate this very much, Mr. Davis. It's been a pleasure working with you and with the board and with CESFA and CCEA and all of our staff and administrators, and I look forward to us all having a good year. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Watch step. Thank you. I will now turn the gavel over to the new chairman of our next order of business. Chairman, we'll have to change the seats for the chair and the vice chair as well, I believe.
Just move down.
All right.
Now,
You want to do it
we can
now
do
or
it
in
now.
between meetings?
go ahead and do it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Between meetings, we can swap.
I'll swap that other.
We'll swap computers. Okay.
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 I'll switch that in a minute.
Item number 3, establish date and time of meetings. The board will now establish the schedule of regular school board meetings for the upcoming year. The superintendent's proposed recommendations, and you'll find that
On the back.
on the back of the page, and also it's that the board establish dates and times for regular school board meetings as the first Thursday of each month, with the exceptions of the January meeting due to the Christmas holidays being held on Thursday, January the 9th, 2020, and the July meeting due to the 4th of July holiday being held on Thursday, June 25th, 2020. All meetings will be held at 6 p.m. at the Fleming Island High School in the Teacher in-Service Center, Is there a motion to approve?
Move approval.
I'll second.
Have a motion by Ms. Gilhousen, a second by Ms. Karakas. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, say no. Motion carries 5-0. Number 4, authorize payment of bonds for school board chair and vice chair. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move approval.
I'll
Second.
second.
Have a motion by Ms. Karakas, a second by Mrs. Bola. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries 5-0. Number 5, approve bank resolutions due to change of school board chair and vice chair. I'll entertain a motion.
I'm so move.
Second.
Have a motion by Ms. Bola, a second by Ms. Karakas. Any discussion?
Gilhousen.
Oh, it was Ms. Gilhousen? Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, say no. Motion carries 5-0. This concludes the organization meeting. We'll adjourn this meeting, and the regular meeting will follow. Do y'all need to get your computers?
We're good.
We're good.
You're good? Okay. Now you're going to know why all the buckets are here. Our student showcase tonight is Lake Asbury Elementary School Bucket Drummers. Ms. Caitlin Tobias is the sponsor. So, where are our bucket drummers? Hello?
They'll be coming in. Yeah. They're in the classroom.
I know they're here. Okay.
I hope so, because I cannot play the buckets.
Yep. Let's go down.
Yeah. If the board members want to go down so we can see. This is funny.
Crowding you a little bit. Just like-
This is something new, the Casper Slide Part 2, featuring the Platinum Band. And this time, we're gonna get funky. 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 Everybody clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap your hands. All right, now, we're gonna do the basic steps. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. Right foot, let's stomp. Left foot, let's stomp. Cha-cha, real smooth. Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. Right foot, let's stomp. Left foot, let's stomp. Cha-cha now, y'all. Now it's time to get funky. To the right now. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. One hop this time. Right foot, 2 stumps. Left foot, 2 stumps. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Crisscross. Crisscross. Cha-cha, real smooth. Let's go to work. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. 2 hops this time. 2 hops this time. Right foot, 2 stumps. Left foot, 2 stumps. Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. Get funky with it. Oh, yeah. Come on. Cha-cha now, y'all. Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. 5 hops this time. Right foot, let's stomp. Left foot, let's stomp. Right foot again. Left foot again. Right foot, let's stomp. Left foot, let's stomp. Freeze! Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all. Check it out, y'all. How low can you go? Can you go down low? All the way to the floor? How low can you go? Can you bring it to the top? Like you never, never stop? Can you bring it to the top? One hop. Right foot now. Left foot now, y'all. Cha-cha real smooth. Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. One hop this time. Reverse. Reverse. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Reverse, reverse. Reverse, reverse. Cha-cha now, y'all. Cha-cha again. Cha-cha now, y'all. Cha-cha again. Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. Two hops, two hops. Two hops, two hops. Right foot, let's stomp. Left foot, let's stomp. Charlie Brown. Hop it out now. Slide to the right. Slide to the left. Take it back now, y'all. Cha-cha now, y'all. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Do that stuff. Do it. Do it. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace. Peace.
Let's give them another big hand, the Lake Asbury Elementary School bucket drummers. Who would have ever thought about doing bucket drum? That I have laughed at him. I stood there and laughed at him.
Janice, do you want
The kid asked that?
Yeah, I see how funny goes. Was I on?
Yes.
Was cute. They did a good job.
We'll give the parents a chance to leave. Unless you want to sit through a very exciting board meeting. Karen may want it, I don't know. Thank you again. That was wonderful.
Was very nice.
And next month's entertainment is going to be senior staff playing the bucket drums.
It could be very interesting, and probably no one wants to hear it.
The Clay County School Board meeting, November 7th, 2019, will come to order. I'd like to welcome citizens of Clay County. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to attend tonight's school board meeting. This meeting is our opportunity as your elected representatives to collaborate openly and make decisions that will decide the future direction of our public schools and the education of our children here in Clay County. If you wish to address the board, there will be an opportunity to speak for 3 minutes. Please fill out a card, which you will find located in the back of the room, back by Chief Wagner. Indicate the specific item or topic you wish to speak about and turn it in promptly. No additional cards will be accepted once the board moves to the public comment section under presentations from the audience. Your participation is welcomed and appreciated. I'd like for you to notice tonight the artwork is provided this month by our students from Orange Park Junior High School, Abby Shipe, art teacher. So be sure and notice the beautiful artwork. Next, recognitions and awards. Recognize ROTC units from Orange Park High School and Fleming Island High School for community volunteerism. Sandra Stott-Kilea, Executive Director of Waste Not, Won't Not. Welcome.
Good evening. Thank you so much. As you know, Waste Not, Want Not is a local nonprofit that rescues surplus food and unmarketable food that is still wholesome, and we provide it to other charities in 10 counties that are serving the needy. Last year, our volunteers rescued 2.3 million pounds of food and distributed that to those in need. But I did not request 3 minutes of your time to tell you about Waste Not, rather to give credit to some wonderful students. Society is quick to find fault with our youth. We should be equally quick to acknowledge what is right with them. Recently, when Waste Not needed a lot of hands on deck for an event we were putting on, we called out for help, and the NJR to OTC units from both Orange Park High School and Fleming Island High School stepped up to help out. The Fleming Island High School cadets are here this evening, and unfortunately, the Orange Park students are not. Some of the cadets came out on a Friday afternoon on a day when there was no school and helped us. Others got up very early and joined us at 6 a.m. on a Saturday morning, which, as you can imagine, is not a priority time for most of our high school students. Many of the students volunteered all day long, staying to help us break down and clean up at the end. Every cadet from Fleming Island and from Orange Park that was with us on those 2 days was hardworking, proactive, and respectful. And so as I present the certificate thanking and recognizing the cadets from Fleming Island this evening as upstanding citizens, I would ask you and everyone in the audience to join in applauding these leaders of the future. If you will step forward. Thank you so much.
Be proud. Nice. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Good job.
Next, we'll recognize the 2019 Founders Week Art Contest winners. Kelly Watts, Social Studies Specialist.
There we go. Okay. All right. Schools across our county set aside the last full week of September to celebrate the role our founding fathers and founding documents have made in the lives of our lives as Americans. In Clay, we call this Founders Week. This year's theme was the American presidency, the legacy of our leaders. Our annual art contest asks students to think about the great roles and responsibilities our American presidents have held. Then we ask them to decide how they would use that role to positively impact society. We had over 100 entries in grades K-5. The final selection process was not easy. With the artistic guidance of Orange Park Junior High's art students, led by Miss Abby Shipe, we narrowed the selection to one student per grade level. Tonight, it is my honor to share these young artists and their great works with you. And I hope that before you leave tonight, you'll be able to take a moment to enjoy their artwork that's in the back case. All right, and so what I'd like to have now is to bring up those award winners, if they would come up here. Our kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth grade winners. Okay, and we have a certificate. I'd also like to have our two of our students from Orange Park Junior High who helped us make this selection process. If they could join us, this is McKenna Bejarano and Kalina Paris. And they are going to be assisting tonight as representative of Orange Park Junior High's art department. All right. And so we're going to start with Peyton Thiessen. And we're going to take a look at her artwork. And see, there's your artwork right up there, Peyton. She said, if I were president of the United States, I would like to give money to poor people because they would not have enough money for food. And Peyton, we think that is super admirable, and they loved your artwork. So you did a wonderful job. So round of applause. And you can really see the students, what's on their hearts and their minds through their artwork. And they did such a beautiful job. All right, our first grade award winner, Maylee Stewart from Clay Hill Elementary, said, if I were president of the United States, I would make everyone stand up and hold their hand over their heart because it shows respect for those who fought and died for us.
Oh, my.
Maylee Stewart. Is she here? There we go. Yep.
Checking it out.
Thank you. All right, our second grade award winner, Savannah Atkinson. She said, if I were president of the United States, I would encourage everyone to dream big and use their imagination because even if you are a grown-up, you can still have an imagination and chase your dreams. We love that spirit. Nice job, Savannah Atkinson. All right. And Kalia Talaco is third grade at S. Brian Jennings. And she said that if she was president of the United States, she would save all the ocean animals all around the world so the ocean animals don't get covered in oil and don't get hurt by trash. A real animal lover.
nice.
All right, Kalia Talaco. Good job, Kalia. Amelia Pedro, 4th grade at S. Bryan Jennings Elementary. And this we should say for context here, that this art contest took place not too long after the hurricane. So you could see that that was definitely on her heart at this point. If I were president of the United States, I would save the Bahamas, help the homeless people, and get rid of pollution to save the animals. I want to do this because the Bahamas was hit by Hurricane Dorian very badly, and because the homeless have no food and no money, and we need to get rid of pollution because it hurts the animals. All right, Amelia, wonderful artwork and wonderful thoughts. Thank you. And last but definitely not least, Maya Vasquez, 5th grade, Orange Park Elementary. She was also thinking about animals. She said, if I were president of the United States, I would give as much help as I can to animal and homeless shelters in need, because I know most shelters run off volunteer help, and some don't have enough help, money, and space to support it all. That's very admirable. Wonderful. Thank you, Maya. And I want to recognize all of these artists and all of those that submitted entries. They were creative, they were detailed, and they really showed the heart and the big ideas and dreams that our Clay County students have. And it showed up through their writing, it showed up through their artwork. And kudos to the teachers and the art teachers and the families that inspire them every day. Great job.
Okay. Ms. Watt, if you could get them a little closer together, we'll get Ms. Young can make a picture, and the two Orange Park Junior students. Okay. Can you kind of squeeze on this?
All right, we'll squeeze a little bit more. Squeeze it. A little closer. There you go.
Any more moms and dads want pictures? Now's your chance.
Get them while you can.
Okay. Y'all just hold still just a few minutes. Okay, that'll go in the family album. Thank you so much. Congratulations, girls.
Cute.
How cute. Okay. Next, we'll recognize grants for Great Ideas recipients. Michaela Buchanan, Executive Director of Clay County Education Foundation. Have you got checks for us again tonight?
Big checks. Big checks going to the big.
Do not worry. I will bring one next month. This
Okay.
month, I felt it was best to show you how we spend some of that money.
Okay,
You
sounds
know?
good.
Thank you for having me here tonight. It's really hard to follow all of the lovely students' work. That's great. And tonight I'm here to honor the teachers who put so much passion and dedication into their classrooms every single day. And these grants are just a vehicle for them to be able to show that passion through one of their innovative and creative ideas. So I'd like to invite each of the teachers who are here tonight that were able to attend up here to the stage for the Grants for Great Ideas presentation, and we'll give you your certificates and get a quick picture.
Congrats. Time to spend that money. Spend that money.
Hope so.
And yes, you can.
I
use
love
it.
her dress.
All right.
The patriotic dress this girl has on. Very cute. okay?
Or do the 2 steps, 2 rows, 2 steps. Someone down, someone up the steps.
Yes.
Congrats.
She wasn't here. I don't think.
You're good.
Going shopping. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Grant down.
Need some duct tape.
Oh, no. I have extras. Great. Thank you so much.
I would like to make an announcement. I just received word that Comcast is not televising tonight, but that it is being shown on YouTube. For those of you who know anybody with Comcast, this is going on way too long. Complain to Comcast because we are about to pull our hair out here. But you can watch it on YouTube. And I wanted the Bucket Brigade to be on TV. But maybe they can watch it on YouTube. Okay. Next, we have our champion of change, Superintendent Davis.
Thank you. Through the chair, Addison Davis. Address is
And your address?
900 Walnut Street, Greenco Springs. I think it's 32043.
Yep.
But nonetheless, I always do a champion of change once a month, and I always do it in my presentation. However, tonight, a student is here. We don't want that student is being recognized to have to spend all night listening to us, and we'll get that individual out of here, so they can go home and relax, do some homework, and be ready for tomorrow. But every year, the state of Florida, the governor puts out an opportunity for students to write essays, and in that essay opportunities, it comes with a major criteria, but it also comes with a monstrous reward at the end of it, because this particular opportunity was for junior high schools, middle schools throughout the state of Florida to write an essay on the Hispanic Heritage Month essay, and it's a statewide competition. And with Clay County, continue to have fluent, efficient learners. We had one of the individuals that actually won it this year, and that is so awesome. This young lady is an 8th grader at Oakleaf Junior High School. She wrote about her grandmother, and her grandmother, and I hope I say her name right, is Rosa Paez. I get close? Yeah, let's give her a celebration. Oh, you here? Okay, well, say if you're here, come on, hang out with me tonight. You can come hang out with me anyways if you want to do it with me. Who was a Cuban immigrant who earned 2 master's degrees and a doctorate degree as well. And what a celebration about an individual that has come so far and had so many great accomplishments. And more importantly, for this young lady to go back and write about an individual and her family and her accomplishments, it says she knows a lot about her heritage and a lot about the hard work that individuals have to do to put forth. And tonight, the winner of the Hispanic Heritage Month essay contest essay through the state of Florida is Mrs. Chloe Norman, 8th grader at Oakleaf Junior High School. Come on up, Chloe. And while Chloe's coming up and being recognized, Chloe was representing Clay in such an awesome manner. And Chloe, you were extended a 4-year Florida College Plan scholarship from the governor and the First Lady DeSantis. And that is an awesome job. Thank you. Right now, you're not going anywhere right now. No college debt. How many kids can say that? Not many. But being able to take the courage to write the essay, to go out and talk about the impact that your grandmother had, is so awesome and so special. I know it's so awesome to and special to your family as well. Congratulations. No college debt. Now Mom got to buy a really nice car for you instead, right? When we come up. But thank you for being our champion of change. And more importantly, thank you for representing junior middle high school students and taking the courage to do something like this. And congratulations to you.
Let's get a picture. Okay, we've got mother and grandmother. And it was written about the great-grandmother. That's wonderful. Congratulations, that is fantastic. Wait. Next on the agenda are presenters, and we have none tonight. Our school showcase is Lake Asbury Elementary School. Tiffany Outman, principal. There you are.
Woohoo!
This is
right
like-
here, the crowd in the back.
Hey, this is
I hear you back there.
This is Lake Asbury's night.
It is.
Where's your bucket?
It's in the truck.
Okay.
Thank you so much for letting me come and showcase our fantastic school. It's my favorite. I was actually fortunate to teach there 6 of my 8 years in the classroom, so going back as principal has been quite an honor for me. I'm going to take you through some of our strengths and some of our areas for opportunity for growth, and then I'm going to let you see the real stars of Lake Asbury Elementary. At Lake Asbury, we work hard and we are kind. Those are two, that's it. You go do those 2 things and you will be a huge success in life. So in working hard, when you're walking our classrooms, you will see project-based learning. Our goal is to make sure that the learning experiences that each scholar receives are authentic and connected to their life and meaningful to them. So we are incorporating project-based learning. You will see engaged learners through not only the content in the classroom, but also through our extracurricular activities, such as the news team. What you saw tonight was just a piece of our fantastic resource team with music and art and our STEM resource, our PE. We have Fuel Up to Play 60 grants that we win every year. And we go to Jaguar games. It's a good time. We have chorus and talent show, and we have something for each scholar to be connected to our school. We are focusing on increasing grade appropriate tasks to put that in front of children to make sure that they are ready for the challenges that face them, and not only in the classroom, but also in their life and in their world. We are finding ways to maximize instructional time. It is very finite, so we have to make sure that we are doing everything that we can to use all of our time wisely. So that's something that we are really, really working hard on. On the Be Kind side, we are having social emotional learning goals for each day and each lesson that we present to scholars and that they participate in. We are studying the 7 mindsets. We do that in the classroom through classroom lessons, morning meetings. We set the tone for the day. I do the morning announcements, which you'll see a little snippet of in a little bit. It's really the backdrop to all of our academics to learn how to be a learning community, to learn how to talk to each other, to agree and disagree respectfully, to make sure that each person has value and everybody has value and are a value added to Lake Asbury and their own life. In the most recent Panorama survey, one of our strengths were the sense of belonging that our scholars had. So that was very motivating for us as a school, so that was awesome. Our growth opportunities are really ongoing professional development. Our focus is the 21st century classroom skills of collaboration and teamwork, creativity and imagination, critical thinking, and communication. We are doing that all for connected learning to make sure, again, that the learning that our scholars are enjoying are authentic to them. We are strengthening the scholars' ownership of their learning. In the video a little bit later, you'll see, like in 30 seconds, you will see our scholar-led open house, and we received a lot of powerful feedback from that the open house was led by the scholars. They are in charge of their learning. They brought their parents in, they took them in their classroom and showed them what they did. We went through the lunch line and went out to the recess field, and I did tell parents, you don't have to go out in the sand because I don't want you to go home with playground feet. But we had some people out there playing. We also, one of the things that in the Panorama survey was really the development of stamina and grit that we will be working on, and we work on that daily in the classroom. We are keeping the 7 mindsets and social emotional learning a focus in and out of the classroom. And we are beginning to involve the community in our 7 mindsets, where if they recognize a scholar that goes to Lake Asbury Elementary, they get a ticket, and the scholar brings a ticket to school, and they are recognized at school for something that they do out in the community. I do the morning announcements every morning. And the song that you will hear with our video is a song that we listen to every morning. It really does put us in the right mindset for the day. It's from Zootopia, but this is the acoustic version by Jack Cassidy, so I do not own the rights to this music. But it is to develop our mindset for the day. And during the video, you will see the most important resource at LAE are the people.
I messed up tonight, I lost another fight. I still mess up, but I'll just start again. I keep falling down, I keep on hitting the ground. I always get up and out to see what's next. Birds don't just fly, they fall down and get up. Nobody learns without getting it wrong. I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end. Then I'll start again. No, I won't leave. I wanna try everything. I wanna try even though I could fail. I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end. Then I'll start again. No, I won't leave. I wanna try everything. I wanna try even though I could fail. Try everything. Try everything. Try everything. Look at how far you come. You filled your heart with love. Baby, you've done enough. Take a deep breath. Don't beat yourself up. Don't need to run so fast. Sometimes we come in last. We did our best. I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end. Then I'll start again. No, I won't leave. I wanna try everything. I wanna try even though I could fail. I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end. Then I'll start again. No, I won't leave. I wanna try everything. I wanna try even though I could fail.
The best thing about LAE is the teachers here. They inspire me about many things, like learning, science, math, new games. And there's this one thing on the computer called iReady. It's really fun to do. You can also learn and have fun in the same day.
What's the best thing about LAE?
How people accept you for who you are, and they're really kind to you. LAE, they've been my family since kindergarten. It's really amazing.
The reason why I love LAE and LAE is a good school is because I learn math and I love doing math and it's very fun. And I love all the principals and teachers. I like LAE because it is fun to work in and you should be kind to others even when nobody's watching.
Have a great day, LAE.
And that's how we end our morning announcements is have a great day, LAE. So thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great day and a great night.
Okay. Through the chair. Miss Altman, through the chair. You do a really nice job. I mean, all those pictures and all those interactions, it really confirms that when we talk about our social-emotional priorities, the two first things we talk about is a sense of wellness and a sense of connectedness. And you can see it through the interactions between your staff and your children, your students, and your community, and your parents through your leadership. It's all holistic. And thank you for what you do, and thank you for continue to make children the greatest priority in your school. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was excellent. This is the last call for comment cards. If anyone else would like to address the board, please raise your hand and I'll give you a minute to get your card in. No? Okay. Next, we have presentation from the audience, public comments. I have two cards. One, Glee Glisson. Huh? Glee. Okay, Glee, we'll clap.
Good evening, everybody.
Oh, Glee, if you would state your name and address for the record.
Oh, yes, ma'am. My name is Glee Glisson. My address is 1087 Spring Street from the great city of Green Cove Springs, Florida.
Okay.
And Amwa is the one that taught Tommy Pittman's children and Tommy how to do a headstand.
Through the chair. I have to stop this risk management, okay? If you, listen.
Watch this.
Uh-oh. If he goes down, throw a laptop on him.
Hold on.
Get a...
Hey, Tommy, do it again. We need a picture.
Yeah, no, see.
Did you get it?
See, now.
Tommy, you have to do it again because we didn't get the picture.
Yeah.
Come on.
Through the chair, Ms. Stutter. Now he's going to want a day off because he's going to be really sore in the morning. I mean, hey, look, somebody please give him an ice bag. Two ice bags. Icy hot, whatever else you have, help this gentleman out. Yeah. I have my laptop ready in case you went down.
Okay, Glee. Let's don't start at 3 minutes until now, okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
Congratulations to Miss Altman and her drummers and your great staff. That's the home where I came from. Best school to me in the county, but I'm prejudiced. But tonight, the reason why I've come tonight is I want to congratulate Dr. Cagle. I've never had the pleasure of meeting the lady, but she has done some wonderful things at Charles A. Bennett. My great-nephew is there. I get real emotional about this, so I apologize. He has really gotten a great education there. He's had some hard times before he got there. But Terry Comer, Clarissa Graham, Paula Graham, principal, assistant principal. They have been wonderful. The boy has come a long way. And I'm so thankful to those people. And I just want you to know what a wonderful, wonderful job they've done. And I know they have a hard hill to climb over there. I taught there 9 years. But everybody's just got to be patient and help that principal and her staff. But I wish every teacher could be paid $1 million because that's what they're worth. And I thank you for your time, and I appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you.
Thanks, Glee. Things like that are why teachers come to school every day. Thank you, Glee. I think you made our night. And I know you made Mr. Davis's too. Okay. Makes you want to cry. I'm sorry. Okay. The next card is Robert Flory. We'll clap for you too, Mr. Flory. Hi.
Hi, my name is Robert Flory. I live at 6141 Milligan Road, Keystone Heights, Florida.
Thank you.
I'm here to talk about, I was told that there might be funding cut for teacher assistants or student or for special needs and everything. I didn't know if it was what was told and everything like that. I was just wanting to acknowledge that I feel that with the autism program, we have, I have a son with autism, and I have a friend with another kid with autism and everything. He's low functioning. And I was just wanting to let you know, like, I really enjoy the teachers and the teachers' assistants. We have 2 assistants in our classroom, and both of them are definitely needed. My son, he has a breakdown. He's a little right there, but he packs a punch, and it's hard to hold him down when he's having a meltdown and everything like that. And that kind of stuff was some of the teachers could hold one, and there's only 5 kids in this class. And for him to be break down and another one to break down because that one's breaking down because he's being so loud, it really is hard for teachers to assess that so fast and everything. And I feel that having the teacher assistants in there is an awesome thing. And I was just wanting to let y'all know. I don't know if it was on there. I was told it may be on the SID or something like that. But I was just wanting to let y'all know that I really would like to speak against it if it is and everything like that. All right. So
Thank you so much. And I think Mr. Davis wants to address.
Yes, ma'am, through the chair. No, sir. There's nothing being cut.
All right,
you're good. And,
So-
thank you for Karen. Thank you for coming all the way here to express your, your support of continuing personnel within our schools. So, we make certain that we have, the adequate professionals in the classrooms, and that model works. And there's no change, no discussion to even change that anywhere, shape, or form.
Okay.
So,
All right, thank you.
thank you. And if we can do it, just hold us accountable. If we can continue to do anything you need from us, let us know.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you so much. Okay. Next, we have the adoption of the consent agenda. Item C3 has been pulled to discussion.
I'll move approval. Second.
Who made the motion?
Jenna. Ms. Karakis.
Okay, have a motion by Ms. Karakis, a second by Ms. Bola. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries 5-0.
Did y'all get a thing to vote?
It doesn't say vote on here.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Next, we have the CCEA update. Renali Paiva. We lost our audience, Renali.
Look at me, I'm empty-handed. Renly Paiva, president of CTEA. I wrote nothing tonight. I'm just too tired to. What I will say is we had a food truck at Orange Park High School because Orange Park High School is 80% CCEA. We have a food truck going to Clay Hill Elementary because Clay Hill Elementary is 80% CCEA. And that would be 4 of our schools, and we got 4 other schools on the cusp of being 80% CCEA. I'm sure it's all because of my good leadership, or it could be other reasons. I'm not quite sure. But I want to thank Mr. Davis also because of his support on Fund Our Future. Fund Our Future is the campaign we're running right now to fund public education. We are at a crossroads in the state of Florida. Our ranking is in teacher pay and assistants pay is dismal. And until we put money into it, and I know nobody likes, taxes or anything else, but we are the 3rd biggest economy in the United States is the state of Florida. The state of Florida has billions of dollars in reserves, and they have to start funding public education, or the state of Florida is going to be in serious. We have a teacher shortage now. It's not a teacher shortage. It's a silent strike. So on January 13th, we're going to Tallahassee. We're sending buses from here with the support of Mr. Davis, and thank you. The teachers, thank you. Last time we did this, we sent 1 bus. I'm trying to send 4 buses. We have parents groups that are also going to join us. I've asked Mr. Davis if he would please let some administrators come also. This isn't a political move. This is Fund Our Future, fund public education. When did things like fund public education or healthcare or the environment become democratic issues? When did they cease becoming American values? And I'm concerned that we keep forgetting that. So we have made signs. I've already given out about 60 signs. They're yard signs that simply say, fund public education. That is not a political statement. That is an American value to fund public education. Public education is a great equalizer. John Kennedy said that. Eisenhower said that. So I follow in their footsteps, and I ask our school board to join us in coming to Tallahassee with us on January 13th. I almost said July 13th. Don't go July. But January 13th, I asked Mr. Davis to let some of your principals go. I would like, administrators, they can all draw the short straw or the long straw, however they view that, and ride buses with us. I think they'll enjoy. I've actually had some assistant principals contact us and say, yes, tell Mr. Davis, let me come. So I'll privately speak to you about that, but I hope you do that. Our reps are very excited to be going. We've also asked CESPA to join us, of course, on the buses, and we hope to have 50,000 teachers and advocates of public education to be marching in Tallahassee. That's our goal, 50,000. 15% of every teacher body in every county in the state of Florida. That's a goal. It's very ambitious. I have invited you to our Thanksgiving dinner, and during the Thanksgiving dinner, we will have the Secretary, Treasurer, the President, and the Vice President of the FEA there to explain the program on what we're doing and where we're going, and I hope you all come and join us. And I can't tell you how important this is our last stand. It really is our last stand. If you see a couple of the bills that are in committee right now, in getting rid of certified teachers altogether and going to adjuncts. That was presented and tabled yesterday. If you go down that road, you'll never come back from that road. And you won't have to worry about school boards or who's what on it, because it won't matter anymore. You won't have public education. Thank you.
Okay, next we have the CESPA update. Teresa Dixon.
Hello, Teresa Dixon, CESPA president. I had a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. First, I'd just like to kind of piggyback off of Rena Lee, which I often do. I'm so glad she goes first. She reminds me of things. But the Fund Our Future rally in Tallahassee, yes, CESPA does intend to participate. I plan to be there. I know my officers plan to be there. Probably my board of directors plan to be there, and I hope as many of my other people that can be there will be there. It is vitally important. It is so important. And as hard hit as our teachers are with everything that's going on, you know, there's always that trickle down effect. And it always just rolls right down into the support employees world. With that said, I just wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart, your legislative priorities, the way you worded personnel investment. Adequately provide funding to raise salaries for all employees. So often I see memos and things that separate, that divide. You've got your administrators, you've got your teachers, you've got your support employees. But to see us all together, because every piece of that puzzle is so important, whether it's the cafeteria lady that's serving lunch or the principal that's running the school. Everybody has a job to do and a role to play in the life of educating a student, and it takes us all to do it the right way. So thank you for that wording. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. I know it seems like such a little thing, but it's those little things that mean so much. And as far as your priorities in restoring the PICO dollars, I just, you know, that was just crazy to me when I saw that whole thing, the PICO dollars and bringing in the SAT, ACT. Again, I know I've spoke about this before as a testing coordinator at a high school. Testing is my day job. But I see the number of hours and the number of students that are pulled day after day after day for testing. And often it's those students that need to be in classrooms for remediation that are being pulled the most for testing. And going to some kind of a nationally standardized test that's or nationally recognized test like the ACT or the SAT just makes sense. So I applaud you for looking in that direction. The other thing I did want to discuss, and Mr. Brodsky and I did have a discussion on this Monday. We met for a labor management meeting, and we do that periodically. And I don't think we've done that in a while. This was the first meeting in quite some time, because honestly, things have been working. Things have been running. You know, we get little glitches here and there, and it's always very relatively well taken care of and no issues coming about. But I was just very, very concerned with this issue. Whenever we had a vacancy posting on the vacancy job board that had not yet been approved by the school board, it was concerning to me. And I spoke to Mr. Brodsky about it, and he assured me that he would take care of it and that we would extend that out. But I just wanted to bring it here publicly. I want it on record. That shouldn't happen. There shouldn't be a posting for a job that an interested person, whether that be a transfer applicant or an outside applicant, can't go to that vacancy listing that's on the board, click on the attachment, and look at the requirements for that job. And when they click on that, it's empty. There's nothing there. Not only having the posting or the vacancy listed, it opened on October 29th. It closed today, and you're voting to approve it tonight. And the first day to recommend placement is tomorrow. And I just had a problem with that. And I wanted to make it very clear. I appreciate greatly the fact that we are creating new jobs, higher dollar values for some of our support employees. I think that's vitally important. But I just want to make sure that things are handled, that when those jobs open up, that everybody has a fair shot at applying for those positions. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the support related Employee of the Year breakfast that you had. I have heard just raves about that. People loved it. They enjoyed it. They felt appreciated. They felt valued. They felt recognized. Again, I applaud you for bringing that recognition. And they heard what you had to say because they came back and told me, yeah, Mr. Davis said he's not forgetting us when it comes to money. So they specifically came back and told me about that.
They taped it. They've got you.
Yes, they were watching and they were listening and they brought back that information.
They have the recording. They're going to play it at a certain time and place.
And just the other thing I wanted to say, you know, we have, I was so pleased when the gentleman spoke about the importance of those teachers' assistants in those classrooms.
Right.
We have some wonderful staff. We have absolutely wonderful, giving, caring, loving staff that will do everything that they can to take care of the needs of our students. And again, whether that's that teacher's assistant, the custodian, the cafeteria person, you know, just multitudes of jobs, bus drivers, they all bring such great value and great a part of themselves. They're giving a part of themselves. And support employee positions are not easy positions. We're talking, most of them are, you're talking labor workers. You know, people that are working hard day in and day out from sun up to sundown sometimes. It's sometimes very physical work. And so I just want to give a shout out to all of them. I'm proud of them, and I'm glad to see them getting some recognition. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dixon. Okay, next we have the superintendent's update and presentations. Mr. Davis.
Yes, ma'am. So this evening, I'll take a couple of moments to talk about some updates within our school district. So, you know, I hope that Mrs. Paiva gets out her, you know, her timer and starts it now because it may be the shortest ever. And she's got her phone up now. But overall, you know, tonight I just want to talk about give you some update on grant accomplishments that we've had over the last 30 days, just to acknowledge Veterans Day celebrations and also to discuss our Champions of Change, which we have already done. So overall, one of the biggest things that we just accomplished is another DODEA grant award to us. $750,000 will come to Clay County, and this is really to help, you know, students and or children of military families to really help them become college and career, you know, ready, linked to STEAM and STEM initiatives. So this is another opportunity for us to do great things for particular schools, for schools within our county that qualify, and to continue to help our students learn from the STEM approach. So, you know, I know Mr. McCauley is super excited about this this money coming to us, but just more money that we continue to have resources for our children, which is an awesome celebration. In addition, we continue to talk about dark fiber and what we can do, and we presented to the Board of County Commission over the last 30 days. And, you know, and Jeremy Bunkley has been the direct lead on this. He's done a wonderful job. We have just gotten a confirmation, a commitment letter from Universal Services that really, you know, gives us up to $36 million of dark fiber infrastructure award that can do really nice things within our school district. So really get into pockets of our organization, our community, where we need more connectivity and more infrastructure, and this is going to allow us to do it. And I think, you know, Mr. Bunkley and his team for really being efficient, going after this and bringing this to our county. It's not only going to help our school district, but it will also help you know, all of our county at scale, and really can do some great things to help with fire rescue, EOC, and also law enforcement through the county, so they can be a part of this process if you know, once we get this involved. So, you know, that's more great things that are happening in the school district related to bringing funding, and I just want to be able to share.
Can I ask a question
Yes,
about
ma'am.
that? What's the timeline for?
So right now, you know, we're trying to push that, and Mr. Bunkley's probably out there. If I had to come in, I think we can try to get it done in the next 2 years. Is that right? next 2 years?
We'll break ground at the beginning of hopefully next month. Will be our first shovels in the ground, and the timeline is between now and it can stretch out to 3 years, depending upon permitting and whether we find rock in our corridors, but up to 3 years, but we should have it done in 18 months.
Yep.
So, and when the 18 months, that's when it will be serviceable? Not until that point, or will sections
You
of
come
it
up here.
be?
Come up here so people can see you, sir. Sorry, Mr. Bunkley.
You might come to the
Mr. Bunkley is the
microphone.
Director of Informational Technology. You know, I can sit here and talk about IT, but he would do such a better job.
He talks the lingo.
No, it'll be serviceable. We'll be bringing it
as you
on
put
in
it in.
phases.
Okay.
So as soon as a school is in phase, we'll bring that school online. And what it does is it actually, so if you think about contract balance, we can't have two contracts for one school for internet connectivity. So our current internet cost will come off of one contract and go on the dark fiber cost at the same time. So as one school comes online, we'll bring it into our core, bring them up, and their connectivity will become instantly on at the higher speeds. Because right now we go to 2 gigs per school. We'll start at 40 gigs per school.
awesome.
And we have no limitation on what we can take it. Well, that's not true. We can go up to a terabit based upon this grant, but right now terabit internet doesn't exist. But in 10 years, it will.
Yeah, English. Man, Mr. Bunkley, can you?
Very fast
Very
speeds.
fast, real
Very
fast. Mr. Bunkley, in my understanding, and tell me if I'm wrong, and you can correct me, but we're going to start in the Charles E. Bennett.
That's what I was going to ask.
It is our goal. I can't guarantee that.
Gotcha.
We'll have to go
Determine
according
assessment.
to, the contract was awarded to ENA, which is our current internet service
Yep.
provider. They've done a very good job for us. They'll be partnering with the company Vero, very much like Comcast was our previous provider. It was Comcast fiber that we used in the ground. We'll no longer be using Comcast fiber, instead putting our own infrastructure into the ground. So,
Yep.
so yes, we are going to try, the logical routes are to start around Green Cove where our district core is, but we also maintain a core in Oakleaf. A core is a centralized, our computer cores, our server cores, and where we bring our fiber optics into and how we spread it around. So instead of having a cut that might bring down a whole region, now we'll be looped around, so if we have a cut, the fiber can actually travel back another direction. It's increasing connectivity, not just speeds, but the failover paths. So if one side's cut, we will continue to roll on.
And Mr.
Awesome.
Davis, before you, I guess we'll have to do an MOU with the county if we're going to, share this fiber,
No, ma'am.
whatever.
I'm sorry, through the board.
Through the chair,
Chair.
once we get to that part, I think it'll be able to come back to the board for understanding of what we're going, what they'll be able to use and interact with. And once
Right.
Mr. Bunkley and his team gets it in the ground, do
Very
they have
good.
accessibility, or they have to come, it'll come and?
They could actually, because our contract is
Gotcha.
through ENA
Okay.
until the lease of the contract is over, they would be able to lease it through ENA
Okay.
without coming through us.
Okay.
But because we're riding the same fiber, if I'm just going to speak to Mr. Ward or you here, the Genetech project with the singular service of fire infrastructure, us all riding it is insta communication between our departments.
And which is awesome
Yeah.
and needed.
Agreed.
All right, well, thank you, sir.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate
Sorry
it.
to interrupt.
No, it's okay. No worries. Good questions. These are celebrations and wins for our county and for our children and for the organization. So also, we know that on Monday it's a day that we should and take the time to celebrate our veterans. In this time, this is a celebration to honor America's veterans for their patriotism, for their love for our country and willingness to serve and sacrifice for our country as well. So for all those, if there's anyone that's a veteran, will you please stand? Yes, sir. Thank you so very much. Thank you and thank you. There we go. Thank you for your service. Thank you for what you have done to protect our great country. We sleep better at night knowing that individuals such as you has continued to pave a way for individuals to be a part of this. And my hat's off to you for your courage as well. And there's some other pictures that I had a chance to go. There's luncheons and celebrations and breakfasts happening at every one of our schools, not only to acknowledge the individuals that work within our schools, but also who are great partners outside of our schools and community members as well. So please just take the time on Monday to thank our veterans and thank those who are in active duty for protecting this beautiful country. So I just want to take the time to acknowledge that. And then lastly was our Champions of Change. We had an individual get a 4-year scholarship, fully paid, over an essay that she wrote about a great-grandmother, Chloe Norman. What an awesome, for those of you who are watching tonight, encourage your children to participate. It is a great savings to your family and an opportunity for your children to go to a university or college within the state of Florida, free of charge, and we are thankful for the governor for that initiative. So, and that wraps up my my update for this evening.
Thank you, Mr.
That's
Davis.
right. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody's clapping because it's so short.
Hey, yeah, we'll
Ms.
give you a
Piva, how
break.
long was that?
2 minutes and 65 seconds.
Thank you.
Plus 15.
That's kind of my
Plus
kind of watch
15.
right there. My kind of watch.
Okay. Next is the D1, the 2020 legislative priorities. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move approval.
I'll second.
Have a motion by Ashley and Gilhousen, and second by Ms. Karakas. Any discussion? Okay. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries 5-0. I can't get it. I can't get out of this.
Do you want to just let Mrs. Bush do that for you and move on?
I've already done it.
Mm-hmm.
Next, pre-approval of travel expenses for school board members to attend FSBA FAD's annual joint conference in Tampa. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Bola, a second by Ms. Gilhousen. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries 5-0. Next, approve naming Fleming Allen High School athletic field coach Randy Warren Field.
I move approval.
Second.
Who made the motion?
I did.
All right.
Ms. Karakas.
Had a motion by Ms. Karakas, second by Ms. Bola.
Mhm.
Any discussion?
I'd like to just say that this is an honor. Mr. Pittman's here. This is an honor to name this field after Coach Warren. My kids were very close to him, knew him very well, and Miss Warren. He's going to be greatly missed, and I think this is it's a good way to honor him. So I'm glad you brought it forward to us. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, say no. Motion carries 5-0. D4, public hearing to approve as advertised proposed amendments to school board policies 2.00 human resources, 2.00 appendices A, B, and C, and 3.00 employee relations. I'll open the public hearing. Is there anyone here who would like to address this item? If not, I'll close the public hearing and bring it back to the board. I'll entertain a motion.
Move approval.
Second.
Have a motion by Ms. Gilhousen, a second by Ms. Bullock. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, say no. Motion carries 5-0. Next is C3 that was moved to discussion personnel consent agenda. I'll entertain a motion.
we're going to have to make an amendment to it, so we probably shouldn't. Can we discuss it before having the
No,
motion?
Make the motion the way you want it, and then we'll discuss it.
Well, I move approval with the, not sure of the correct language on how to do it. There's 4 new job descriptions. One of them, was it 1 or was it all 4? There's 2 that were not posted. So I want to approve this with those 2 job descriptions being posted an extra
10 days.
10 days,
Business days.
10 business days. Is that okay? So the motion is to approve with, what are the 2?
10 or 10 days.
Access control and lead access controls. Both those job descriptions extended 10 additional days on the job post board.
10 additional work days.
10 additional work days.
Okay.
Madam Chair, if I could interject, it's the
Yes.
posting of the job that's in question, not the job description itself. Is that correct, Miss? Okay. So the job
It's the
description is
posting
fine.
that-
It's
Right.
it's the posting of it on the job board
Okay.
that's an issue, and we will extend that.
Okay.
But that's not in the.
So we don't need to do
You
anything
don't
with
need to do
this?
the
So we
current
don't need to
vote.
change anything on this.
But,
So
but,
we don't need an exception.
but through the chair, I want to say that I didn't have knowledge, nor did I direct staff, and I thank Ms. Dixon for bringing it up. It shouldn't happen. There's no action should ever take place without the board's knowledge and approval. And we will make sure that we have clear communications with all staff members, and we appreciate it bringing us, and we'll have it for 10 days.
All right, so then it just needs to be
Yes,
move
ma'am.
approval. All right, sorry.
Yeah, if we'd known that, we
So-
wouldn't even have had to pull it.
The actual,
Okay.
right, the actual motion will just be move
Well,
approval.
that's okay, but I'm glad it's. now
Right,
everybody
and I'm sure it was
understands.
just an error on the part of
And I
staff.
second that
Right.
motion.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
I had a motion by Ms. Caracas, I need a second.
I second it.
And second by Ms. Bullock. Any further discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries 5-0. It hadn't come up yet.
No, it hadn't come up.
We should just go on to the next and,
Wait a minute, Miss Honora is on the hot
She's
seat
doing a
tonight,
good
and I want to
job.
give her a little bit of. It's a lot too. Okay, we're almost there, just y'all be patient. Are we good now? Okay. Now we can vote. Very good. Next, Human Resources Special Actions A. I'll entertain a motion.
Move approval?
Second.
Have a motion by Ms. Bola, second by Ms. Gilhousen. No discussion, I assume. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, say no. Motion carries 5-0. School Board Attorney remarks. Mr. Bickner. You have no remarks. Okay, I'm kidding. School Board Member remarks. I'll start with Ms. Bola.
Thank you. I just wanted to do a shout out to Climate and Culture. Attended the SEDNet conference, which was remarkable. And Kathy Lawrence did a phenomenal job of bringing people together. And when I'm standing in line waiting to get in, and folks are talking to each other about attending another conference, and they look at each other and they say, but this one is really good always. You know that it's going to be good, and it definitely did not disappoint. And it's amazing how when I've been going to a number of schools, which I enjoy doing, and I have to, definitely, when Glee got up and said, Dr. Cagle rocks, I mean, wow. I spent a morning with her, and it was amazing. And one of the things that they have instituted at Charles E. Bennett this year, just an idea, as you walk down an elementary school hallway,
And outside of every classroom is the teacher's name, along with what they teach, and the year that the children will graduate from high school.
Oh, boy.
And I was just like, I mean, we talked about it, and then we actually walked into the hallway, and I looked up and I saw all of these signs with all of these years for 4th grade or 5th grade or 2nd grade or whatever. And I thought, wow, that's powerful. That is truly bringing reality to these kids and saying, you're going to do it. You're going to succeed. You're going to be great. But it was awesome going in and talking with Dr. Cagle and then following up and going back to Charles E. Bennett for the trunk or treat. Well, it was a literary evening. They were giving out reading things, but the trunk or treat was there for the kids as well and for the families. And then going over to, oh shoot, what was the name of it? Tales from the Clink. Oh my gosh. And that was awesome because it was in the old jail. And I had never been upstairs in the old jail. And to think that that jail had been used up until 1971, if I'm not mistaken. And it was just amazing. I mean, and Ridgeview High School students were, are we okay? Just got it.
I think he's
Ridgeview High School students were doing the tales and giving the stories of people who had been jailed, and it was very, very fun. But one of the things, as I was saying, going back to what I was saying about going into the schools, what is amazing to me is that it's fun to go to the principal's office now. And it used to always be, you don't want to have to go to the principal's office. But through climate and culture and through all of the positivity that we're bringing into the schools, when someone does well and they can go to the school or go to the principal's office and get recognition for that, I think that's awesome. I want to be sure, though, that those students who aren't doing so well realize that they're not doing well. And whatever we can do to support the teachers in what they need to do, that would be beneficial as well. I think that is it. The teacher lead mentioned with Ms. Dixon, that was phenomenal. And seeing everyone hand their pin off to the next person was a treasure. And then following up with the Teacher of the Year group in the afternoon was awesome as well. And that's being led by the members of the foundation, the Education Foundation, so I just wanted to give a shout out to them as well. Thank you.
Ms. Bullock.
Thank you. Well, it was a busy month. Went to Habitat Lunch, did go to the SEDNet thing, was very nice. I was invited to Keystone Heights High School for their junior high honor roll, their AB and A kids, and the Mayor Lake and I went and we did little M&Ms that said, "You're on a roll," and passed those out and for about 200 kids, so they were excited. And I did go to the jail. That was a fun thing, and the Ridgeview High School kids were there. And our community partnership school is on go at Keystone Heights High School. I've been working on that. And Justice for Girls, we went to that. Janice and I both went to that. We got to go to Patterson Elementary and watch every kind of ghost and goblin and you can imagine walk around. And it was hard to tell the big kids from the little kids because even the teachers were dressed up. It was really nice. And when Glee talked about Charles E. Bennett, I'd made a commitment to myself that if there was anything I could do to personally help Charles E. Bennett, I would do. And an opportunity came to mentor. And Ms. Kirikas and I are both mentoring there. And I tell you, we met our mentees, and I tell you, they were they were quite a trip. But we had a good time. And on one little sad note, Kristen Chasen, who is the Teacher of the Year at McRae Elementary School, is battling a major medical disorder, and they're having a fundraiser for her this coming Saturday at Little Raintree Park, which is in Keystone. It's a softball tournament, it's a cookout, it's all kinds of things that are going to be going on. So I hope that fundraiser is very successful. And I'd like to do a shout out to the Kirikas family because they donated a bunch of pumpkins to all kinds of things. The Quickly House, the Trading Post at Keystone High School, Seeds of Grace. I mean, you name it, they've donated them, and so I really am very appreciative. Thank you so much to your family for doing that.
Ms. Karakis?
I don't think there's anything left for me to say. Mrs. Bola and Mrs. Bullock got it all. Yeah, the SEDNet conference was wonderful. I've been going for 8 years now, and every year it's better and better. And you should have stayed. We got there right as you left, Tina and I, and stayed for the VIP luncheon. And that speaker was phenomenal. She was so good. And so, yeah, we really enjoyed, and she does a wonderful job. And that's professional development points for the 3 counties that she represents with Duval, Nassau, and Clay. So it really is, it's a huge undertaking, and she does a great job. And I'm really honored to be a part of it every year. And yet, Mrs. Bullock and I have chosen, or actually we were chosen, thank you, Miss Bays, for some little mentees, and it's going to be very interesting. And one of the things, and I think Mrs. Bullock just mentioned it with the Keystones, what do they call their little general store?
The Trading Post.
The Trading Post. Well, Charles E. Bennett has Kegel bucks that the kids get, and they get to go in the store. And so we have been donating stuff for the kids with pumpkins and pencils and things of that nature. And Ms. Bays, thank you for setting it up. And I encourage all of you to contribute to the general stores at all the little elementary schools, because sometimes the reward system really does work. And, you know, if they're striving for something and they see it in there, those little points that they get for good behavior and things like that really make a difference. And then, yes, we were at Quigley House, and Mrs. Bullock and I also went to the Dolores Weaver Policy Center for the See the Girls, and we learned a lot about trafficking.
Yeah, it was frightening, some of it.
Some of it really is, and I talked to Mr. McCauley. He gave me some great information because it came up at our Rotary meeting last week too. So hopefully this next week I'll get to give the correct answer. Yeah, and it's just been, you know, it's great to see all the things going on in our schools. And again, I'm excited about the field here being named in honor of Coach Moran. So that's it. Everybody have a safe Veterans Day, and thank you to all our veterans.
Okay, Ms. Gilhousen.
Well, Mr. Pittman, I feel a little gypped because Coach Glisson was my PE coach, and she never taught me to do a handstand. I'm going to take you up on that. Fleming Island's going to the playoffs. Are you going to be doing a handstand if they win? Maybe, maybe not.
That's a challenge. That's a challenge. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, it's on record.
That's it. I expect it on the 50-yard line.
Okay, you got that, Mr. Davis? 50-yard line.
I'm going to get in real trouble that he did that by Chris Isaias tomorrow morning. You know what I mean? Risk management.
We'll have him sign a waiver.
Yeah.
Well, this month I have spent a lot of time in ESC classrooms with ESC parents and some teachers, and I just want to say how impressed I am with the passion that I see from those teachers day in and day out. Some of the challenges they face with their students is unimaginable if you haven't walked a mile in those shoes. And I'm hoping to set aside some time to meet with Mr. McCauley and some other folks in our ESC department to learn more, because it's like drinking from a fire hydrant to learn everything that they do in a day. But I'm very interested in learning more about how we can support these teachers in this work. I attended Commissioner Corcoran's visit in St. Johns County this month, and it was interesting to hear some of the talk about the new state standards. It seems like there's not as much guidance as I think a lot of our instructional personnel, and I know us as leaders would like to have from the state about what they're looking for. But the encouraging thing is that it's the second draft. They said there will be a third and a fourth. And I'm not sure that I've ever seen the DOE be so proactive in engaging community stakeholders and just, you know, local stakeholders about what's important to them to see in their state standards. And in that vein, I heard some comments about putting explicit phonics teaching back into our K-2 elementary grades, and that was encouraging too. I think that that's a big part of the reason. It's funny to say that we're the highest we've ever been in reading proficiency when it's only 57% in the state of Florida. That's a lot of kids that are not proficient. And I think that we can really look to a lack of phonics instruction as the ground floor for that. So it's been an educational month for me, and I'm looking forward to the next one. And again, thank you to all our veterans as we look towards Veterans Day.
Okay. By the time it gets to me, there's, okay, it was a fun month. It was a very busy month for everybody. So Veterans Day, of course, we will remember to honor our veterans. And also, we have Thanksgiving holiday coming up. And this is a time for us to be thankful for all that God's given us, for our family, our friends, and for being free to have our faith. Thanksgiving is a real special time of the year, and it's a time to have peace and love and joy and lots of turkey and dressing, or stuffing, as some people from up north call it. But I hope it's very special for all of you. And with that, I'll adjourn the meeting.
Thank you.